Hey, I am here at Hollingsville Middle School to surprise Miss Dotson. She has completed 4 cycles. 4 cycles. She is the winner. Come on, let's go in and see what's going on.
Our 3-read strategy. So I need you to go ahead, look at your worksheet. We're going to start part 1 of our 3-read.
Excuse me. Miss Dotson, I just want to let you know that you have won the award for completing the most coaching cycles. Thank you. Oh my God. Now let's go back and take a look at how this all began. So we talked about the coaching expectations for this upcoming school year. We talked about coaching in the classroom and how it's going to look, as well as the coaching cycle and the different parts of it. Okay, now, are you ready to start a coaching cycle?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Who's ready to go first?
I'll go first.
Yay!
The cycle begins in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Correct use of grade level vocabulary, symbols, and labels. And then standards. And this is step
7GB, 7G4.
Okay. 7G4. And then what's the objective? The students will, what do you want the students to be able to do?
Students will, I'll give the first, just apply formulas of the circle in order
Okay.
to identify the radius, diameter, circumference, and
Okay.
area.
Today, what we are going to be doing is looking at your baseline data. We're going to talk about what you observe with the student explanations, and then from there, we're going to determine some next steps as far as instruction. Okay? Talk to me.
So, all but one
Okay.
student were at the developing level.
Okay?
All of them were able to, in their explanation, because that's what I was scoring based on, all of them in their explanation were able to provide some academic language around the problem involving area
Okay.
of the shapes. Now, the one student who had met expectations got full credit. Not only was he able to speak to the formulas and the areas of the shapes, but he also included in the shaded area part, which was the main focus, and identifying that subtraction is also involved in this problem solving.
Okay.
So with that being said, at the very end of this, I had that student go ahead and explain to his classmates how he was able to determine the answers.
Okay.
And so right there was quick feedback to the students who were close with understanding that, and from the classmates, a lot of them grasped the understanding of that concept. Now, after that student explained, I did go through the rest of my lesson, which was giving them more practice problems of finding just the shaded region.
All right, so Ms. Lewis and I are getting ready to walk around and check part A to confirm you have the right answer so that you can move on to part B and C. Do not start B and C until we have confirmed part A, please. All right?
During this task, Ms. Dotson and I are focusing on students' understanding of solving problems. After observing students' work, we collaborate to make decisions about next steps.
All right, so today we're looking at performance measure. We're looking at which is your post-assessment data, and of course your post-assessment was the same as or similar to your pre-assessment, which was your baseline data. So we're going to talk about what you observed. We're going to talk about if there was some student growth that you saw, and then as well as what you're going to do for those students who didn't reach those goals that we set. Okay.
So, for the post, I had 11 students meeting, so they were at the 75%.
Okay.
And then I had 8 students exceeding, which means they had full credit.
Okay.
I did have 6 students developing, meaning they were not able to provide as much information to be at the meeting or exceeding levels. But my plan now, once I've provided feedback to the students, tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and allow them to review their feedback.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
And then as a class, we're going to revisit the entire task. I'll have volunteers, explain, demonstrate the work to their peers, but provide them that opportunity. Ms. Lewis is a great coach. I've worked with her all school year this year. I've been through 4, not 1, 2, 3, but 4 coaching cycles, and they all were great. From this experience, I've learned to be more intentional with incorporating literacy into my lessons. This year, HMS had a focus of writing, and so all of my coaching sessions were around making sure I'm giving my students opportunities to write more in math outside of the other literacy targets or focuses. Also, it gives the students opportunities to master the concepts through me using the type 1, 2, and 3 problems, and also incorporating the FAME problems into my lessons and having them practice those types of questions during instruction. I've also Ms. Lewis has given me opportunities to use my ideas and activities to help support the curriculum while providing me with suggestions and ways to improve the lesson to make sure I'm meeting the needs of the students and meeting the needs of the standards that they need to learn. Another thing that I would like to add is that the students also welcomed Ms. Lewis into our classroom, and they loved her support. When we would break out and she would coach in the classroom with myself, the students would be very eager to have her come to their group and help her and to make sure they understand and be excited to see if they got it right. So I just thank Ms. Lewis for all her support with my instruction and my students' learning. And the only thing I would change about the coaching cycle is the amount of time they're in the schools. She just wasn't here enough. She wasn't here enough. But that's the only thing. Other than that, the coaching cycles are great, and I highly, highly recommend them.
You make me happy since you've been there. You stood right beside me, sure that you care. And I really thank you. You should know we're gonna get those students right, yeah, before we let them go. You start with some targets for student-centered goals, baseline data, where students show what they know, and then there's instruction. You should know we're gonna get those students right, yeah,